Okay, Aleph class. So now that we've gone through Tel Aviv and we've learned about the beaches and we've learned about matkot, which are they're the fun game that they play on the beach in Israel, and we've learned about Laila Lavan, which is the fun night in June when everyone wears white and celebrates out in the street and really just has the best time. So now we're on to the second major city in Israel, which is called Jerusalem, which we have definitely spoken about in class before. Jerusalem is a really important part of Judaism and Jewish history, and we learned so much about Judaism from Jerusalem, and so many important things in Judaism actually took place in Jerusalem. So it's really, really interesting. It's a beautiful place. And for the second half of today, we're just going to go over some of the amazing places and things in Jerusalem. So, Jerusalem is one of the most unique cities in the entire world. It is actually Israel's capital, and it's one of the oldest cities in Israel and in the world. And I'm just going to show you that, all the amazing things. So, it even has a section called the Ir HaAtika, which is the Old City. And it's a very, very old portion in Jerusalem, which basically was built 500 years ago, and it's inside a super strong wall that has been standing for over 500 years. That was used to protect the Jewish people, but that all the places in the old city are still there. And it's quite amazing to see. So there are 8 gates that are actually around the Ir HaTikah. They allow people to go in and go out of the old city. And 7 of the gates are still in use. People still use them when they come to visit Israel or when they just want to go see what's inside. But one of them has actually been blocked for many years. And on our left, you can see all the different entrances to the old city, and the ways in which people can get in. And it also shows the one that's blocked. So this is one of the gates. It's the Jaffa gate. It's beautiful, as you can see. And then we have the flower gate, which is also known as Herod's gate. And we have the Damascus gate and the New gate and the Dung gate and the Lion's gate and the closed off Mercy gate. More importantly than the walls and the gates, it's what's inside of the walls and the gates. So Jerusalem is home to some of the holiest places on earth, not to Jewish people. Jerusalem is considered the home of 3 major religions, so Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And all of these faiths have different stories of their experiences with Jerusalem and its amazing beauty that's lasted over the years. It's really, really amazing. So in Judaism, you have the Kotel, which is also known as the Western Wall. It's an original piece from the Second Temple that was built over 2,000 years ago. And basically, if you go to the Kotel, what you're going to see is hundreds and hundreds of Jews gathered around, praying, leaving little notes in the wall, as you can see, and really taking in all the beauty that the Kotel has to offer. And also, you'll see a bunch of people that aren't necessarily Jewish, tourists that are interested in what this amazing site is to see. So a lot of times, you'll see people and they'll ask you about your experience with Judaism and how you got to the Kotel. And it's a really meaningful experience, especially if you go on Shabbat. If you go on Shabbat, you will see the men dancing on one side and the women dancing on another, and they're going to go in circles and in a hora, and it's a lot of fun experiences, and you really meet a lot of amazing people there, and it's a really amazing experience. So for Christianity, they have the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Via Dolorosa. So both of these played hugely important roles in their story with Jesus, and the Christian people. I've actually been to the one all the way on the right. I've been to that place. That's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, I believe. And Christian visitors also come to Jerusalem to pray, and experience all the things that Jesus did. So for Islam, Jerusalem has 2 very important mosques. So the smaller mosque is the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and it's the beautiful Dome of the Rock, which you can see in any picture you see in Jerusalem. So that huge golden dome, in any picture of Jerusalem, you're going to see it because it really stands out. It's gorgeous. So like Tel Aviv, Jerusalem has a nickname. It's called the City of Gold. So not just the roofs of buildings are gold, but all the buildings in Jerusalem are required to be built actually out of Jerusalem stone. So that stone actually shines like gold when the sun hits. And we really have, in this short amount of time, learned a lot about Jerusalem and its meaning to different religions. And I really just want to go over a few quick things with you guys before we leave. So basically, we talked about the old city and the different entrances. So there are 7 entrances, and only one of them is, there's actually, yeah, and only one of them is not available to go into. um no, sorry, there's 8 and only one is not available to go into. And then we also learned about the word Ir Ha'atika. So Ir is city and Atik is old, so Ir Ha'atika, which is the old city. And then we went over all the gates and kind of like what they looked like, and we learned about the Kotel and its beauty and importance in Judaism, and we learned about the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. And really, what we learned is that Jerusalem is such an amazing, beautiful, and inspiring place. And it's an amazing place to visit, but really an amazing place to learn about different religions and different people. And it's truly one of a kind. So I hope you guys learned something, and I can't wait to hear you guys come back from your Passovers and tell me about them, and we'll reconnect. And I miss you guys. Chag Sameach.